Hey guys, Psychic Pictures here, and welcome to Let's Review Anime. This anime is a weird one. I say this because out of all anime I've seen, I've determined it to either be good or bad. This one, however, is somewhere in the middle of being good and bad. It's much more good than bad, but nothing too spectacular. This anime, which I love the name of, is called Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I hear there's a season 2 in the works, as of this recording, so this is a review of only season 1. Now, the starting story of this anime is that our main character, Belle, gets rescued by a girl known as Ice Valentine in a dungeon. Immediately, Belle falls in love, but runs away from her every chance he gets because he's too embarrassed to talk to her. He lives with a goddess named Hestia, who is head over heels for Belle, but Belle is too stupid to realize it. Belle tells Hestia that he wants to get stronger in order to be able to impress Ice and stand at her level. This is the basics of the plot. Now, let's talk about what this world is. It is a world that essentially is a role-playing game, or RPG. This means that the adventurers that go in the dungeons have skills like speed, strength, stamina, all of that. They also have special skills and magic that vary with the person. That vary with the people. These adventurers are given a blessing by a certain god or goddess, and that causes the whole RPG feel and level up system. The gods and goddesses are also tired of their time in heaven, so they decided to come to the mortal world and seal off their powers, except the whole blessing thing. I like this setup, and it makes sense for everything that goes on in the world. The only thing I would say that is wrong with the story is, why do the monsters only spawn in the dungeon and not anywhere else? Yeah, this is minor, but I was asking myself that from the first episode. Also, if you expected a big climactic fight at the end where everything is wrapped up, spoiler warning, there is a big fight, but it doesn't really wrap anything up. It's just another anime that relies on a second season, and I think the anime suffers because of it. Ice Valentine is a great character. Even though she doesn't appear much in this anime, well, as much as she should have, I still found myself to really like her character. She is the strongest warrior out there in this world, but it doesn't even cross her mind to showcase her strength unless it is needed. She is calm, collected, and barely shows emotion. But that is what makes Ice so cool. No pun intended. There are several points where I thought she was in perfect character, which I won't spoil because it is best not to know on your first run through this anime. Ice goes to great lengths to protect everyone that needs help, and she asks for nothing in return. That is a true hero right there. Hestia. Goodness. People went nuts over this character when this anime first debuted. And I have to say she is a bit overrated. I like her character and she's written really well, but I don't think that the show takes full advantage of her, and they also developed her in the wrong way, in my opinion. Let me clarify this first. When the story arc is over, nearly every character from the story arc vanishes with no explanation. Hestia was part of the first story arc, and it feels that the creators didn't know what to do with her, and couldn't get rid of her because she lives with Belle. So they just put her into odd jobs and literally throw herself at Belle at every chance they got. Hestia is also a bit annoying in this regard, but I will admire that she cares for Belle more than anything since he is the only member of her familia. Hestia may be a good character, but she is far from perfect. Before I get into the worst characters here, I must say that the characters in this show are not bad, but I feel like some of them, like Hestia, are poorly handled. By this, I mean that the characters don't take full advantage of the environment around them, and their character suffers because of it. Let's start with Loki. This goddess has one personality, a drunk that wants to grope Ice, and because Ice is Loki's favorite human. This is literally her entire character, and it goes absolutely nowhere in the entire anime. I also think that she had the least screen time out of all the gods and goddesses, even though Ice is part of her familia. Loki is loud, annoying, and only wants to get it drunk in the entire series, and loves the taste of great wine. I don't like her because of her annoyance factor, and the fact that she does nothing with the plot. Freya is the goddess of beauty, and, spoiler alert, she's supposed to be the main antagonist of the entire series, and it goes nowhere. Take her out of the story and it would have been better. Freya sends monsters after Belle all the time, and is never explained why she does this very well, other than she likes Belle. Also, you don't see her very often. Yes, she is supposed to be the main antagonist, and she is barely shown in the anime. You only get to see her, scheming, maybe? You're never told what or why she is doing what she does, and the character and overall story suffers because of this character not being explained well. That is my problem with this character. She has next to no purpose, or it isn't explained well what her purpose is. I love the environments in this anime. The differences between the regular village and the dungeons are really cool and make you get absorbed into this world. Sure, it's over the top with RPG styles, but that is the point. And the anime uses the environment to be visually appealing. The character designs are likable too. True, they aren't perfect, but they are nice enough to look at and fit each character. The fan service moments are few and used for comedy rather than to just show a girl's chest. There aren't any excessive fan service moments, and most of them are only Hestia throwing her chest into Belle's face. This gives enough of a warning that a slight fan service moment is happening, so I'm not complaining. Here we go with the bad moments. I didn't like the character cast too much other than Ice, Belle, and Hestia. True, they aren't bad characters, but they are all either not well developed, rushed, one-dimensional, or not explained well. This, in the end, pulls the anime down a lot and makes the anime suffer for not having a higher episode count. The character interactions are also not that good for the same exact reason. Most of the characters are not well developed and are either yelling about something or are just there. The characters could have been way stronger than they could have been. The characters could have been way stronger than they could have been, and rely on a second season way too much. I think that this anime is just there. It isn't good, it isn't bad. It could have been stronger, but it could have been a lot worse. I say that this anime tried to be good and have a huge character cast, but fails because none of the characters are fleshed out, and after a story arc is over, most of the characters are forgotten and never appear again. Like the writers didn't even remember to write them into the story. Sorry to say that this anime is a mess in terms of character cast and interactions, and that brings the anime down from a B rank to C or C- rank. Don't get me wrong, I like this anime, but it isn't as spectacular as I thought it would be. People went nuts for this anime, and I can see why for the first few episodes, but the rest falls flat on its face to me. True, this anime tries to get up, but it falls all over the place when it does. If you like action, and you like the RPG style, you might get something out of this anime. At best, this anime is okay. At worst, this anime is a train wreck. I think newcomers to anime will get more enjoyment out of this anime than regular anime watchers. It is simple, it is good, but it doesn't flesh out anything. This has been Psychic Pictures, and I'll see you guys next time.